Just want to touch on Dave Allen as well. He's been a bit more active on social media lately. After it was a bit upsetting to see what he'd said beforehand, how he wanted to just leave the sport and get his head together. What have the conversations been like between you two?
Not a lot, really. I mean, we message each other now and again. I kind of let Dave get on with it. I don't think Dave needs me to tell him and give him advice about what he should do. I think the good thing about Dave Allen is he's now started to understand his mind quite well. We know that he struggles at times, but at the same time we know that he's starting to realise how he's thinking, and you've seen that by him pulling out the fight. The old Dave Allen would never have pulled out that fight. He would have got through it. He wouldn't have trained. Yeah, but he wouldn't have trained. He would have turned up out of shape, underprepared, looked scrappy. And I think he's realised now that that's dangerous. And he says, I think he said in his tweet the other day, I've gone soft. I'm a hard man gone soft.
Yeah.
So if you've got that mentality, you can't fight, because when you're fighting with these kind of guys, you can't go soft. Doesn't matter whether you're in with a heavyweight journeyman or you're in with Anthony Joshua. Once that toughness goes, that's what's made you a fighter. All these guys who get in the ring are super tough. Once they're not tough anymore, it's over. So he's either got to get himself tough again, or he's got to walk away from the sport. He's achieved more than he could ever have dreamed of in terms of the stages he's boxed on, the titles he's boxed for, the amount of money he's made as well. He's bought himself numerous properties, he's paid off mortgages. Who would have thought that 2 or 3 years ago? And ultimately that's what it's about, because no one's going to look after you when you finish the sport. That's the toughest thing about it. People are going to say, well done mate, me, I'm not going to start driving up to Doncaster when he's retired, put my arm around him and see if he's okay. It's just life. So, but what I can do is I can help him make sure that he's set up to live well, and that's what I believe we've done. He's done. Now it's about being happy. If boxing makes him happy, if he's prepared well enough where he's not at risk for getting hurt, even at the level that he might be boxing at, and he wants to do it and he's fit to do it, he should do it. If it's going to upset him, if it's going to make him miserable, he shouldn't do it. But I don't think there's a decision like either way. I don't think, and this, you shouldn't take this the wrong way, but if he did retire, I don't think even his fans would necessarily be in mourning, because it would be a decision for him, for himself. Not that we don't want to see him fight anymore, but people say, good, I'm glad you're happy. I'm glad you're happy. Yeah, whatever's the best thing to do for Dave Allen is what we all want.
Yeah. Finally, I've got to mention to you, this press conference is open to the public, which means that you're definitely going to be bombarded about No Context Hearn.
I had it all weekend, mate, in the Waitrose.
Your profile's at the highest.
It is, but the good news is no one really knows who I am. People watching this No Context Hearn, they don't know, because I've actually gone on No Context Hearn where people are using my clips, and I just click on them and they're not following me. So they don't even know who I am. But when I was in Waitrose at the weekend, I had 4, you're the geezer off No Context, you're No Context Hearn. I said, no, I'm Eddie Hearn, the promoter. No, you're not, you're No Context Hearn. So it's like they're 2 people, which is funny because Eddie Hearn is really fucking unpopular and No Context Hearn is a legend.
Because you become like a social media personality.
I have, but unfortunately, the real me is still not particularly liked. So I'm hoping that No Context Hearn and Eddie Hearn can sort of merge into one, and I can take the popularity of that social media character and try and get a little bit of love.
Are you trying to bring in specific quotes and mannerisms?
No, and at every interview I do, I mean, especially the IFL ones. I mean, he's not here today, but that's where they get like 95% of their footage. If I go on one like I did the other week in Manchester, it's just he pulls them, but he's pulling them. He's pulling 5 or 6 a day from interviews like going back 5 or 6 years
and years ago.
And there's so much content to come. That's the worrying thing. They're only just getting started. I mean, I keep thinking about, oh my God, what about when I've done that? That's coming soon. And the next day, bang.
If you met the guy that made
he messaged me.
Do you know the guy?
He messaged me and he said, I really hope you don't mind. I'm just basically a fan of boxing, and I think your interviews are funny. I started putting a few clips up. He said, I didn't expect anybody to be interested. He said, but it's just gone crazy. He said, I can't keep up with the likes and RTs. I mean, he's got like 170,000 Twitter followers.
It's ridiculous.
In what, 2 or 3 weeks?
Yeah.
And yesterday, the Rugby World Cup was using them. Some Premier League football club was using them. And the problem is, they've all got 1 million, 3 million followers.
It's only going to get bigger.
Oh, no, but, you know.
It's not a bad problem to have, though, is it?
No, all ending in tears though. Either way, you know, like,
Right, I'll let you crack on with the rest of the day.
Cheers,
Thanks so much.